Coming up on 9 News at 5, several people injured after a shooting overnight in Lodo. Police say they fired in response to a threat. Larimer County will soon start cleaning up after this weekend's flooding. Tonight, some of the work done before the floods likely saved homes. And another hot summer day. These temps are going away anytime soon. We're in for another scorcher to kick off your work week. Denver police said they shot a man in Lodo overnight after some kind of disturbance downtown. They also said 5 other people were hurt. Police say everybody is expected to survive, but we are just now, more than 12 hours later, starting to get a little better picture about what led up to this shooting. 9 News reporter Cole Sullivan spent the day asking a lot of questions, not getting a lot of answers, and just trying to figure out what happened from DPD.
And in just the last 10 minutes, Jenny, we got more answers. Police named the suspect as 21-year-old Jordan Waddy. They say he pointed the handgun at officers and 3 officers then shot him. DPD says this happened near the corner of 20th and Larimer around 1:30 this morning. That's right around last call for the bars there. I spoke to several witnesses who say the street was crowded with people. One man, Guillermo Cortez, told me he saw 2 men fighting, and then one of them walked away fast with officers following him. That's when he says he heard the shots and dropped to the ground.
And then I remember that I just got up, and then I turned around and I seen a woman laying on the ground. I guess she was holding onto her leg and everything. That's when they realized that other people got shot.
Guillermo says his friend was grazed by a bullet and he saw a woman, a bystander, who got shot. He thinks the shots came from where police were positioned. When it happened, other witnesses tell me people ran from the scene screaming. One woman says she and her friends ran inside a bar and locked and barricaded the doors. Police say they helped the people who were shot and called multiple ambulances. Police say they've arrested the suspect on felony menacing and possession of a weapon charges. They're working to figure out whether officers shot and hit the 5 other people who were hurt, or whether they were hit by ricochets or shrapnel from that shooting.
And in the meantime, do they know if the suspect fired his weapon at all, or potentially just the police officers?
At this point, they say they do not believe that the suspect ever fired his gun.
Okay, and then what is the status of the police officers? There's always a protocol to this when an officer fires their gun.
Yeah, and DPD says they're following that protocol. All 3 officers are on administrative leave.
Okay, Cole Sullivan asking a lot of questions for us today. Thank you, Cole. Tomorrow, Larimer County plans to start on debris cleanup. They have been out this weekend assessing the damage. Larimer County says 1 home is destroyed, 6 are damaged. The Friday floods washed away many roads and bridges, even killed 2 people, a woman and a girl. Flooding is pretty common after major wildfires. We know this. It's also why counties prepare for events like this. Several mitigation efforts have been taking place since the Cameron Peak fire in 2020 to reduce damage of any flash floods. 9 News reporter Kelly Rinke joins us now. Kelly, you found out about a sand barrier program. We know about sandbags, but this is a sand barrier program that actually helped save several homes this weekend.
Yeah, they look a little different. Larimer County installed these flood barrier boxes at several properties in the Big Thompson Canyon, which is up the road behind me. They, just a few months ago, put these sand bags or boxes at a few properties in the retreat area, which is just before you get to Glen Haven. And the county is saying if they had not done that by Friday, many more homes could have been lost. Homeowners have to opt into this program because it's on their private property. According to Larimer County, 90% of homeowners they've reached out to said they did not want to participate, mostly because of how this looks. But in the retreat area, multiple people did opt into the program just in time for the flood on Friday.
A couple of those homeowners yesterday told our damage assessment team that without those bags, they know that they would have lost their homes.
The county is planning to put several of these other boxes in other areas in the canyon, and because of the weather event that happened just a few days ago, Jenny, they are expecting some people to change their minds and decide to put these boxes on their property.
That might be quite the sales pitch, what we saw happen this weekend. Kelly, thank you for your reporting. Now let's take a live look outside for another day. We're getting real close to 100 degrees. It is hot, hot, hot. Lauren Robinson's here to tell us just how hot. Real hot.
Oh, very hot. That's the easiest way to put it. That live look that we just showed outside was nice and sunny. Now, I'm going to show you a different look outside where we could see a little bit of cloud cover off in the background there, mostly over the mountains. But overall, we're going to expect a lot of sunshine all the way until sunsets later this evening around 8:30 this time of year. But we're at 95 degrees so far. That's been the high that we've gotten to so far. So we're expecting maybe we could get a few degrees warmer as we go over the next couple of hours. But we're going to continue to expect those temperatures in the mid to upper 90s today. Winds coming in at around 9 miles per hour. Temperatures right now all across the Front Range and Eastern Plains. Most of us in the 90s. Greeley just peeked its head into triple digits. We're 100 degrees there. And then you can see 70s and 80s in the high country. 102 out west. Grand Junction hot as we expected. But we do have a few heat advisories in effect. And you can see this is mostly over the urban corridor. This does include Denver up the I-25, up north through I-25 through Fort Collins, and also east central and northeastern plains areas. Everywhere in yellow, really, we could expect those temperatures to climb up to 105 degrees in those areas. So if you're in a sensitive group, you want to make sure that you're aware of possible heat illness as we go through the rest of the day. Now, we are monitoring some storms off to the far southwestern corner of the state. This is also expected, so nothing severe. We just have some locally heavy downpours there and maybe some lightning strikes over much needed area that really needs that rainfall. But once everything moves out of that area, we'll be mostly clear all across the state. We'll be pretty warm tonight as those lows only drop into the lower 70s. So we're not going to get too much of a cool off overnight, but we get even warmer as we go into our Monday. We're expecting those temperatures to probably reach the triple digits to start our work week. We're going to stay mostly sunny, though. We can't rule out a few very spotty storms to push through with all of that heat in this time of year and that monsoonal moisture. We'll watch for those spotty afternoon and evening storms as we're used to this time of year. So I'll have details on how long this hot weather sticks around just ahead of my full 7-day forecast. You'll want to stay tuned.
Thank you, Lauren. At least one person is dead tonight after a plane crash in Boulder County, and that crash caused a small wildfire. The FAA says 4 people were on board. We do not know how the other 3 are doing tonight. This happened around 10:30 this morning on Left-Hand Canyon Drive. Deputies put in an evacuation warning for that area, including the towns of Ward and Gold Hill, and that was lifted about an hour later. Deputies say the fire is now out, but the wreckage is too unsafe for them to get to at this point. It's just too hot. Firefighters are still working to put out hot spots. Summit County deputies say they have recovered the body of a paddleboarder who they believe drowned in Dillon Reservoir this weekend. They say they found that body around 8 o'clock last night. Around 2 o'clock yesterday, the sheriff's office responded to a report of a paddleboarder who was blown off the board when a storm cell created a microburst on the lake that separated him from the board, and he couldn't keep his head above the water. Witnesses say the paddleboarder was an adult man who had a life jacket strapped to the board. He just wasn't wearing it. Rescuers used an underwater drone to find him. Wheat Ridge police say 2 people are now in custody for 2 separate cases of using fentanyl inside their cars, one of which had a child inside. In the first case, police say an officer saw a car at a motel parking lot with a driver and a passenger who seemed to be unconscious. Officers went up to them and found that it was a stolen car, and they say the woman in the driver's seat was under the influence of fentanyl. Police took her into custody. In the second call, police say a girl's mother had pulled over to the side of the road, used fentanyl, and then passed out. Officers say a mail carrier heard a young girl, 6 years old, calling for help and then called police. Police say the little girl is now safe with another family member, and that driver was arrested. She is also facing a charge for child abuse. Today, a mobile vaccine tour is in Denver, talking with people in the Latino community about the importance of getting vaccinated. As we have reported, the vaccination rate of people who are Latino is lagging behind other groups, and a Latino advocacy nonprofit called Unidos US is hosting this weekend's tour, offering trusted information about safety and validity of the vaccine. They will be out at Annunciation Catholic Church on Humboldt Street until 6:30 tonight. It's about another hour and a half. Tomorrow, Mayor Michael Hancock is set to deliver the 2022 State of the City address. He will talk about his priorities for the final year of his 3rd term. It will be at 11 tomorrow morning at the Montbello Recreation Center, and after that, there will be a reception until 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Mayor's office says anyone is welcome. You are encouraged to attend. On Wednesday, Highlands Ranch will go to Stage 1 watering restrictions. That means Centennial Water customers can only use their sprinkler systems twice a week on specific days, and if you use it more, you could get cited. Watering by hand does not have the same 2-day limit, but no watering is allowed between 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. The general manager of the Centennial Water says the main goal here is to teach people about outdoor irrigation and conserving water. A lot of people drive Cottonwood Pass in the summer. This week, you can weigh in on some changes to make that a safer road. And if you are already pumped for the Avs to be back on the ice, we are less than 3 months away. You can buy tickets tomorrow.